Hey guys, welcome to another day with Zimaleta. Today I want to talk about expediting and expediting insurance and what can you do about these high prices you know, that it costs for insurance these days. You know, what is your options and stuff? Could you really just get in on the company's insurance, or you know, get your own? You know, what makes sense for you? So I'm going to talk about that and a little bit some other things as well that has to do along these same lines. It's actually going to be the right idea to actually talk about it, because if you don't have a lot of money for insurance, and it is expensive, you might also feel that it's helpful to have some kind of fuel card, you know, to actually fuel up on somebody's card, and it's going to help you out a little bit, you know, to get paid. You might wonder, is there anything like cash advances? Can you get cash advances from companies and stuff to try to, you know, get some extra money for you, maybe for food or whatever, while using a fuel card as well? So this is the kind of things I wanted to talk to you guys about right now. I am really sorry, it's really hot here, guys. I'm gonna have a window open for the most part. I really hope you could hear me. I try to speak kind of loud, but it's a toaster oven in here, guys. It's real crazy. And no, I don't have AC. I have none of these luxuries, guys. I could afford to have AC. I just don't want it. If I'm gonna get myself AC in here, then it's just gonna be because I felt like fixing it, you know. Even though it's not broken, it's just I just need an AC condenser. I don't feel like replacing it. So anyways, guys, let's dive in. What is your options and stuff? I'm not sure what state you live in, so whatever state you live in, guys, put those states below in the comment section. I want to see what state you're from, and if I'm gonna have a lot of responses with that, I might just write them all down, and I'm gonna try to make another video, which is gonna be an updated version, to try to tell you which state is cheaper to have insurance in versus another state.
Drive 17 miles on 910 West.
Okay, so we're gonna turn my GPS voice off. She always likes to talk, guys. You're never lonely, never. Just a beautiful garbage GPS. I just don't know her name, but okay, that's not gonna work out. I'm gonna go ahead and open up that other window. Man, I feel like sneezing, guys. I think so much dust or whatever. You know, I do have allergies. Shouldn't really have any right now, but I could actually see there's flowers and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So anyways, guys, talking about these things, it's easier to talk about them by providing you guys a story, kind of like what happened to me and how I dealt with it, because after all, I've been in it for 10 years. And I had ups and downs. I had money, and then I didn't have money, and that kind of thing. I'm back into having money. So this is just how this business is. Some people make it, some people fail, some people nearly fail, some people almost fail, you know, that kind of thing. It's a struggle, but if you hold with it, guys, you could, you know, hop over that little hump in your life and actually better yourself in time. You know, that could happen quickly. That might take some time for it to happen. Everybody's a little different. All the companies are different. So let's talk about this. Let's say you live in New York or Florida. Why New York or Florida? Well, I already know both of those places, guys. It is very expensive insurance. I wanted to live in Florida myself, man. I wanted to live there, guys. I mean, I bid so many houses down there, guys, and I almost won one of the houses. I was stupid and stubborn. I could have gave the bank what they wanted. Instead, I decided to give them what I wanted to give them, and I didn't win. But it was a 4-bedroom house, pretty nice house, 20 miles away from the beach. But that's besides the story. I'm an expediting, so Florida would not be good if you're doing expediting, because it's just crazy expensive. What the heck? My coffee is like, it's like leaking. It's like the lid is leaking or something. So what's expensive to me? Well, $14,000 per year is expensive to me. That's a lot of money, guys. That is a lot of money. If it was $12,000, well, that would be $1,000 a month. You know? It's so expensive that even I don't want to believe it, guys. That's how expensive this is. And do you think it's only New York or Florida? I don't think so. There's a lot of other places out there where insurance is expensive, to say the least. And the only reason to get, like, the only way to get a cheaper rate is if you're gonna limit yourself, how many miles you drive. They're cracking down on a lot of that stuff now, and they have been for years. But everybody does it differently to try to save money. I've seen agents that they recommend, well, once they write a policy, they don't tell you nothing. But they only write on your policy that you're going to be going for 500 miles radius. And if you guys listening to this right now, you probably got the same issue. You've probably seen it before, where the agent puts 500-mile radius. Well, he didn't tell you nothing. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But what's going to happen once you go out of that radius? Well, insurance is going to say, well, hey, you went out outside your radius. We're just not going to pay it. And they could do that, guys. They're crazy like that, you know? All they care about is making money. They don't want to lose any money. But here's the unfair part about our insurance, guys. First of all, we're buying the semi-truck insurance. We're getting $1 million liability. We're getting a $100,000 cargo. I don't know who thought of this. I think it's stupid. It's dumb. Why are we paying a semi-truck insurance if we're not driving semi-trucks, guys? So this is why I'm thinking, look, if some of you guys, if you're thinking about driving seriously, if you're taking it seriously, you know, and you want to be the king of the road, just go out and get your CDL and be the king of the road. Shoot, you might be better off just driving as a driver for a company. And you're actually going to make about the same money as an owner-operator. Here's the only difference, guys. As an owner-operator, you're running a business. Working for a company, you're an employee. So working for yourself, you could do a lot of deductions. Working for a company, well, you can't deduct nothing because they're paying for everything. So, you know, it's not your truck or anything. Okay, some truck just got out in front of me. It's not letting me through because there's traffic here. So this right lane didn't have anybody in it. So he's probably thinking, look at this smart guy. He thinks he's going to pass us all. And, you know, so he got out and he blocked my way, you know. One thing, guys, in this business, you can't have a road rage attitude. You're going to have this stuff happen all the time, guys. People cut in front of you and all kinds of good stuff. That's something I learned. Just leave it alone. I don't pay attention to it. It's pretty good coffee I made myself here. I'm already feeling better. So, what can we do about this unfair prices? Well, one of the things you could do is move to a state that has fair pricing. I used to live in North Carolina, and I heard rumors South Carolina's got the cheapest insurance. Well, guess what? I moved to South Carolina, and that was just a rumor. And I didn't move just because I'm so dumb like that, because you know, just because I heard somebody say that. No, but because an agent has made a mistake, not the current agent that I have, and he wrote me a South Carolina policy when he really should have wrote me a North Carolina policy, guys. The only time I found out anything about it is when a cop pulled me over in Michigan, gave me a ticket for not having IFTA. I mean, can you believe that, guys? Not having IFTA. Yeah, stupid stuff like that. Like, I actually had to pay the fine because he gave me a ticket for not having IFTA. But I started digging, and it turns out I don't have insurance. He could have gave me a ticket for not having insurance. So it's like, have you pick? Would you rather have a ticket for IFTA? I don't know what he charged me. I think it was like $500. So it was painful. I had to pay $500. I'm thinking, look, not having insurance sounds a lot worse. So I'm not even going to fight this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and pay for it. Because he didn't even look at my insurance. You know, the only way I found out, I got a letter in the mail telling me that I need to turn my tags in because I don't have no insurance. I'm thinking, what the heck? I have insurance. I called my agent up because I paid up front, guys. I paid for the whole year. So I paid for it, forget about it, done. Because it was so cheap, it was ridiculous. It was like 3 times less than what I was paying, guys. So I was like, well, yeah. I went ahead and paid it, man. I was done with it. So that's how I thought, man, South Carolina does have a cheap insurance. Turns out that agent did some other mistakes. I told him to write it under a business that I thought about having, and I didn't have the business open yet, but he used that business anyways. And to make matter worse, he put somebody else that's in charge, not me. I don't know where he got this from, but he put some lady that was in charge. I don't know, Yelena or something. So obviously I had to change my insurance, so I needed to get a refund. And they were gonna write a check either to the Elena person or the corporation. So that was a bundle of joy, because I'm thinking, what the heck? I paid you cash. It's my bank account. It's this, you know. It's like, it's impossible. It's like bureaucracy almost, you know. So they're like, oh, we could write it to corporation. So I had to hustle and bustle, open a corporation, open an EIN number, set up a bank account. Once I got a bank account, I was able to cash my check, guys. Crazy as that. And good thing I understand about, you know, like how to open up businesses on my own, and I had to pay somebody to open it. Otherwise, I would have been out $500 for that, because that's how much they charge to open up a corporation. So anyways, it might feel like I'm getting off topic here, but it's kind of on topic. You might be right if it's not, but the reason I'm saying it's on topic is agents could make mistakes. You want to make sure they write your policy in the right state to begin with, that you get the proper coverage that you're supposed to get, and that kind of thing. So what happened if you live in a state that's your insurance is just expensive? Let's say like New York. Really, you can't do nothing about it, you know? So here's what I recommend you do if you're in that situation. If you don't want to pay $14,000, especially if you don't know if you want to be in this business very long, maybe you're just trying to test out the market. First of all, most likely you're going to need to have a newer van. That's unfortunate, because why am I saying that? Because you'll need to start working with a bigger company out there. Something like Allstate Express. I'm not sure if they're big anymore these days, but they were really good when I used to work for them. Allstate Express. If Load 1 will take you, man, that's a phenomenal company to work for. Load 1. Barrett, they're really good. I never worked with Barrett. I almost got hired with Load 1, and then I left the business, so, you know, that was the end of it. There's a lot of other ones, guys. And I'm going to try to make a specific video on this, guys. What insurance companies have insurance. I'm going to do some research for you guys, and I'm just going to really have a breakdown. What do they want? This, yada, yada, yada. You're kind of like everything that they want, all their fees, how much they're going to charge you for insurance, and all this other stuff, guys. I'm going to make a list for you guys. I'm going to call around these companies, and I'm just going to really come up with a list. And, to really make research a lot easier for you. So all you have to do is just look at the list. You're like, look, I don't want that. I don't want those fees, and maybe this fees work out for you just fine. You know, I'm saying fees because they all have fees, guys. They even have a fee if you want to have your wife drive next to you on the weekend if you're at home, just to give permission for you to take somebody. You have to pay a fee. Some companies have that, guys. So, and it's like not cheap, $150 per person. But one of the reasons that they're doing it, because you're using their insurance. So this is why I'm getting into this topic. This is a way out for you guys. So you could get their insurance, because they got so many vans, they're able to get huge discounts, guys, and they charge you a set amount that they charge everybody. And with the way the insurance prices are these days, that might be a pretty good solution for you guys. Because it wasn't always like that. It was always kind of like, well, it's about the same, pay their insurance or get your own. And now it turns out to, you know, your insurance actually costs more. The company I work with, guys, they charge me for insurance. And I could drop my coverages, guys. I literally can, but I don't. I actually pay double insurance. And you might think it's stupid, but here's why I'm doing it, guys. Previous experience has taught me something. These companies that get you to work for their insurance. Oh yeah, guys, this is obviously going to work out for you. If you're trying to save money and you have a double insurance, it's not going to work for you, okay? It's working out for me because I was able to find cheaper insurance in my state. So that's the only reason, you know. But this is what they do to you guys. They know you don't have any money. Why do they know that? Because you've been working for them for the past month or two. Because they know how much you get paid. They know you got other bills. They know you cannot afford to try to leave somewhere and get your own insurance. Because to get your own insurance, first of all, you're gonna need to pay a down payment. That kind of thing, guys. So it's crazy, you know? That's why they know they got you, okay? And here's why it's the problem. I used to work for a company that's Nations Express. Nations Express. They were fine people. I don't have nothing bad to say about the people that work for the company, but here's what they did. They had a tactic that was working for them. Man, I keep getting stuff in my eyes, guys. I don't know if I keep messing with them, and that's the issue. But it doesn't feel comfortable. What happens is, guys, they keep you busy for 2 weeks, and by busy I mean they just give you work, not necessarily good work. And the next 2 weeks you're gonna have garbage, nothing but garbage. If you're lucky, you'll have garbage. If you're not lucky, you're just not gonna have anything for the next 2 weeks. And then, while you're having those 2 weeks off, during those 2 weeks, somebody else is staying busy for those 2 weeks, and they then take 2 weeks off. And they don't tell you this kind of stuff, guys. They will not tell you this kind of stuff. They will hope that you're thinking that's just you. And they're gonna be telling you, oh, well, you're just in that type of area. There's just no loads. But guess what? Now that you're working for a bigger company, you got a computer, you have to put yourself available. Now you got a list of people that's in line, and they say that they're fair, and you know, whoever first gets out first. It doesn't always work like that, guys. I know this for a fact. And why do I know this, guys? And that's because I always found really good relationship with every single company that I work with, guys. And how do I know this, that this is all going on? Because, guys, so I would be standing at the truck stop, guys, talking to another driver, and we find out, hey, we're working for the same company. It's great. And then I get a call. And I already know this guy. He was there before I was. And I get a call from the same company that we work for. And they're like offering me a load. And he's hearing that they're calling me about a load. And I feel terrible. I'm thinking, why am I being called? Why not they call him? And I'm like, excuse me. Well, I'm talking to a driver, you know, he's actually here first. Do you want the load or not? I'm like, well, I don't know what to say, you know, it's his load, you know. And they actually make it look like I'm the one that's kind of like, you know, like not taking it. But guess how this guy's feeling? Like he's not even being called. And you guys, you think it's the first time I've seen this happen? I've seen this many times. Why is that a problem? It goes back to the same problems. They know how much money you make. They sort of limit you to the certain amount of money to keep you a slave to that company. Why am I saying a slave to that company? You have a job after all. Well, that's because you don't make enough money to leave. You're not making enough money to try to go get your own insurance. You're not even making enough money to pay your own fuel. Every time you get money, now you got to pay back those cash advances that you've been getting, you know, just to kind of like break even. You pay some of your bills and stuff, and you know, that kind of thing. And you're just not going to have any money. Guys, this was a problem with me too. When I worked with Nation Express, guys, it was so bad that it got to a point where, I mentioned this already in one of my videos, guys, when a whole month has went by and I made $500 for 2 weeks and then another $800 for the next 2 weeks. And they're like, Serge, don't leave us, you know, don't quit, you know, it's gonna get better and that kind of thing. And I respected them, they respected me. That's what I'm saying, guys. I had really good relationship with these companies. So I don't understand what the heck is going on. And as you could see, they try to load me first before for the other driver. But I've talked to way too many drivers, and we're like, we're talking to each other, and we're thinking, okay, most likely everybody's honest here. Are you busy? I'm just busy 2 weeks and then not busy the next. And you're thinking, well, I'm the same way, and the next guy's the same way. And then you talk to other guys on other truck stops, and they're all the same way. So you start getting a conclusion. You're thinking, wait a minute, we are all only working for 2 weeks, and it's weak as it is, and then the next 2 weeks is really slow. And what's going on? So what I started realizing is this is what the problem is, guys. Especially with Nations Express. I'm not gonna say anything about Allstate Express. That company was legit. But Nations Express, good people, but this is what they cared about, guys. They hired so many drivers. You used to come to like Michigan and you see anything but Nations Express all the way down the line. Now I don't even see them. Well, guess why I don't see them? Because they got bought out. So they're no more. Load One actually bought them. Probably for that reason. They went out of business. So I'm not gonna say that they were trying to be mean and only keep you busy for 2 weeks and not busy at the next. The problem is they hired way too many people. They cannot support everybody. So to keep you from quitting, now they have to give you work for 2 weeks, and the next week next 2 weeks you got nothing. If you're lucky, you got something. Because if you're in an area with other drivers, this is why you end up not getting nothing. Because if they know you already work, then they're gonna give the work for somebody else, even though you're next in line. So this means ultimately it might have not been in their plans, but now because you make so little, you cannot quit that company. And here's the worst thing about it, guys. Why are these checks so small? Well, guys, that's because every single week you got deductions, insurance deductions, you got your satellite deductions, you got all these other deductions that they come up with. So they get their money and you get what's ever left. So that's what they cared about, guys. They gave you just enough so you could survive, so they could get their fees, because they make money on fees. That's what I realized. That was their business model. Guys, they had trainings 3 times a week, man, and they were full. You know, they just keep hiring people. And here's another thing that they had, guys. And luckily, a guy that was in my class, he used to be a trucker, he read the contract. I didn't. I probably should have read the contract. Contract stated that as long as you have the appropriate type of insurance, you can have your own insurance. You can basically buy your own insurance and have it. But here's what Nations Express told you. In order to work for us, you have to take our insurance. You cannot take anybody else's. What does that tell you? It tells you that that's all they cared about. They wanted you to get their insurance, so they make money on the insurance. Because ultimately, they get a huge discount, and then they still charge you something. You know, you're not paying expensive, but at the same time, they're really profiting on you from insurance and stuff. And I knew that business model was going to fail sooner than later. So where's this all leading to? Yes, guys, you could find a bigger company and you could get their insurance, and it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing, but be careful. Just watch out for those companies when they have a lot of deductions and not a lot of work, because pretty soon you're going to realize you cannot afford to quit them. I know guys that's been stuck for these companies for a long time. All they've been doing every single year is trading in their vans and upkeeping them. At the end of so many years, they don't have nothing to show for it. And I'm not saying they're bad drivers or bad decision makers. It's because they fall into that system to where you're no longer in charge of your money. They are. They're in charge of how much money you make it. So you might say, well, that's everywhere. That's going to be true somewhat, but not everybody's old like this, and not everybody's out to get you. But if you can, just get a used van, find the cheapest insurance you can find. I'm not going to say get liability or get full coverage. If you could just get liability and a million mile $1 million liability insurance for the trucking portion, and $100,000, you know, for the load and stuff. Find a good deal because you're choosing a liability. Of course, then if you crash into somebody, they'll pay off that person, but they're not going to pay you. So that's a risk. So you might want to have full coverage. So don't say that I told you to get that cheap coverage, because now you don't get covered. You need to make that decision on your own, and every little thing you add on, it's just going to cost you more money. And the way businesses are, guys, you need to find ways to cut costs. Little. This is why companies are always cutting costs. A lot of times they have a bad idea at cutting costs by firing employees, when they could have just readjusted stuff and cut costs that way. So that's the only way to make money, guys. You'll need to find ways to save money on save money on food, save money on fuel, save money on insurance, save money on service by doing service yourself, save money on parts because you're getting them online, not the dealer. You know, all these things. Save money on rent if you can. Save money on, you know, mortgage. You know, there's just a lot of ways. So anyways, guys, this is the way to get insurance from other companies. If they'll take you, they'll give you their own insurance. They'll actually be glad to give you their own insurance. But keep in mind, they'll still have you get insurance, some kind of insurance, but it's going to be called bobtail insurance, and that's considerably less, guys, because they're taking care of all this other stuff, and they're responsible for the load and that kind of thing. So that's a way, you know, for you to get your ball rolling and get started, you know, that kind of thing. So if you found this video helpful, please comment below, let me know this, hit a like by letting me know like that. If I missed something, let me know in the comments below, because the only reason I made this video, guys, is because of you. You guys have asked for this video to be made, you know, because insurance is expensive these days, and they're a bunch of rip-offs, I know. So I wish I could tell you guys something better to be a little bit more positive, but I took all that 10 years of experience, just throw it all into one, guys, best I could, try to keep it as short as possible. But ultimately, you know, it's not gonna work, you know, for everybody, you know, to each its own, you know. So you might want to work for a company, you might not. I do want to mention something really quick. Why do I have insurance on top of that insurance, the company? If anything should happen, okay, and something does not work out with this company or whatever, let's say they don't have work, or, you know, I could easily go and work with another company, you know, and I'm not going to cancel this insurance, because most likely next time you renew it, it's going to cost more money. So because I got a cheap rate, it just doesn't make sense for me to drop the coverages or anything. I don't want to mess with it at all, because now this means I could do anything I want. And I want to mention another thing. If you are considering getting your own MCDOT, you'll need to have your own million liability $100,000 cargo. Maybe then it's going to be worth you paying that $1,000 a month, if that's what it is. It's crazy. It might not be like that for you. The normal cost is about $500 a month or less. At least you'll have a chance to get the MCDOT because you have that million liability. You'll need to have some other things. I'll make a video one day on this type of topic in case you want to, where you could go, you know, how could you get it, that kind of thing, because I know how to do it. So if that's something you wanted to do, you can. Of course, people tell you it doesn't work good and stuff like that, but, you know, don't listen to anybody. Just listen to yourself and do whatever you want, you know, and make it work for you, you know. So anyways, guys, God bless you. Take care. Stay safe out there. And thank you once again for being a part of this channel, for making my life better, because you guys are in it and you guys are commenting and really making it interesting for me. It gives me something to do when I'm traveling and stuff, and I am gladly sharing everything I know with you guys. And as you notice, I've been putting a lot of videos out. I'm gonna continue doing it. At the very least, I want to put out one video. But guys, lately I've been just recording like this, just recording videos, because here's what I've noticed. If I record it right away, I don't forget what I want to talk about, guys, because there's so many videos I want to make, and just because at the time when I decided to talk about it, I didn't make a video, so then I forget what I wanted to talk about. I know it, but you guys might not know exactly what I want to tell you, because, you know, I forgot to make a video on it. This is why you should write your ideas down. If you got an idea, write it down immediately. You might not remember next time what it was. So, see you guys. Bye-bye.